When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won.
That'll be the air, set of sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath.
There to meet with Macbeth.
Macbeth.
Macbeth. I come, Grey Malkin.
Paddock calls.
Anon.
Fair is foul and foul is fair, hover through the fog and the filthy air. The weird sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land.
Thus do go about, thrice to thine, and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace. The charm's wound up.
Fair is foul and foul is fair, hover through the fog and the filthy air.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned with perfect support that they have more than their mortal knowledge, and I burned in desire to question them further. They made themselves air into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, hymns of the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, at which title before these weird sisters saluted me and referred me to the coming time with Hail King that shall be. This I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest art and greatness, that thou might not lose the deeds of rejoicing to what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Once thou art, and Cawdor, yet I do fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, not without ambition, but without the only should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, that thou wouldst holily, wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Have great plans, all which prize, this thou must do if thou have it, and rather what thou dost fear to do than wishes should be undone. Hie thee hither, then may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valour of my tongue, that fate no physical aid does seem thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him who would prepare for preparation?
So please you, it is true, our Thane is coming. One of my fellows at the speed of him, who almost dead for breath, has scarcely more message than would make up.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he proposes.
Oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my Thane, is a book where men may read strange matters, to beguile the time, look like the time. Fair welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Be like the innocent flower, but be the servant under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall bring this night's great business into my dispatch, which will all our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We will speak further.
And look up here, to alter favors of to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well if it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with the Circe success, that with this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here. But here, upon the spanking shoal of time, we still have judgment here. But in these cases, that what we teach bloody instructions, which, being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our own poison chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I'm his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not fail the knife himself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet tongue against the deep damnation of his taking off, and pity like a newborn naked babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim like horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye, that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition that o'erleaps itself and falls upon the other. How now? What news?
He hath almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
Know you not he has?
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk? Wherein you dress yourself? Hath it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale, at what it did so freely. From this time such I account thy love. Art thou feared to be the same now in act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have what thou esteem the ornament of life? And live a coward in thine own esteem, like, I dare not wait upon, I would, like the poor cat in the adage.
Prithee, peace. I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be so much more than what you were, you would be so much more than man. Nor time nor place did it here, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and their fitness now does unmake you. I am curious, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, pluck my nipples and boneless gums and dash the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail,
We fail, but screw your courage to a sticking place and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, we're to rather stay his heart chimney soundly invite him. His 2 chamberlains will lie with wine and with sails, will convince Henry the ward of her brain shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbeck only. When in swine fever drenched nature's lies in a death, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? Let put upon his spongy officers who shall bear the guilt of our great quell.
bring forth men children only, for thy undaunted metal should compose of nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood their sleepy two of his own chamber, and used their very daggers, that they have done it?
Dare to see with others, you shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death.
I am settled and bend up, each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock the time with fair show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
You could go.
Nick, you're muted.
I'm not gonna stop recording.
I didn't turn on my frickin' mic.
I know. It's all right. It happens. I'm gonna keep recording. Whenever
Okay.
you're ready, you can start.
This is dagger that I see before me. The handle toward my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed brain? I see thee yet, in form as palpable as that which I now draw. Thou marshallest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument as I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of all the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade and dudgeon, gouts of blood which was not so before. There's no such thing. It's the bloody business that informs thee to mine eyes. Now o'er the half world, nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtain sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings, and withered murder allured by sentinel, the wolf, whose howls is watch, thus with his stealthy pace moves like a ghost. Thou, fair, sure, and firm setter, hear not my steps, which way they walk, fear the very stones spread my whereabout, and take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. Whiles I threat, he lives. Words to the heat of deeds to cold breath gives. I go, it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
Thrice the brinded cat hath mewed.
Thrice and once the hedge pig whined.
Harper cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Told that under cold stone days and nights hast 31. Sweltered venom sleeping got, boil thou first, I charm the pot. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Flay a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog, adder's fork and blindworm's sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble. Double, double toil trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, mountain gulf. Of the raven salt sea shark, root of hamlet, digget eye, the dark. Gull of goat and slips of ye, silvered in the moon's eclipse. Nose of Turk and Tartar's lips. Finger of birth strangled babe, ditch delivered by a drab, make the gruel thicken slab. Add thereto a tiger's chaldron for the ingredients of our cauldron. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Cool it with baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good.
By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks.
How now, you secret, black and midnight hags? What is't you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you, by that which you profess, however you come to know it, answer me. Though you untie the winds and let them fight, though against the churches, though the yesty waves confound and swallow navigation up, though bladed corn be lodged and trees blown down, though castles topple on the waters' heads, though palaces and pyramids do slope their heads to their foundations, though the treasure of nature's Germans tumble all together even till destruction sickens, answer me to what I ask you.
Speak.
Demand.
Will answer.
Say, if thou'st rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
All 'em, let me see 'em.
Pour in souse blood that hath eaten her 9 pharaoh. Grease that sweatin' from the murderers, give it throw into the flame. Come high or low, thyself in office deftly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but speak thou not. Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Beware, Macduff. Beware the Thane of Fife. Dismiss me enough.
There thou art, for thy good caution, thanks. Thou hast harped my fear aright. But one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here's another, more potent than the first. Be bloody, bold, resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff, for what need I fear of thee? But yet I'll make assurance double sure, and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. What is this that rises like the issue of a king, and wears upon his baby brow the round and top of sovereignty?
Listen, but speak not to't. Be lion melted proud, and take no care who chafes, who freights, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquish, be until great Birnam wood to high Dunstan hill shall come against him.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest, bid the tree unfix his earth-bound root? Sweet bottomance, good rebellion's head, rise never to the wood of Birnam rise, and our high-placed Macbeth shall live the lease of nature. To time and pay his breath to time and mortal custom. Yet my heart throbs to know one more thing. Tell me, if your art can tell so much, shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall upon you. Let me know, why sings that cauldron? And what noise is this?
Show.
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 Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went out into the field, I've seen Her Majesty rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, write upon it, fold it, read it, afterwards seal it, and then return again, all almost in a fast sleep.
A great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the effects of watching. In this slumbering agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what, at any time, have you heard her say?
That which I will not repeat after her.
You may to me, and 'tis most meet you should, gentlewoman, neither to you nor anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and, upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her, stand close. How came she by that light?
Why, it stood by her. She has light by her continually.
You see her eyes are open.
Aye, but their senses are shut.
What is it she does now? Look, how she runs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her, as if washing her hands. I've known her to continue in this a quarter of an hour.
Yet, this is what?
Hark, she speaks. I will set down what comes from her to satisfy remembrance the more strongly.
Out. Out, damn spot. 1, 2. Ah! Why then, 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Why, my lord, quiet soldier in the beard. Yet, who can call us here when none can hold our power to account? Yet, who would have thought the old man would have so much blood in him? smell of blood still. Oh, the perfumes of Riga will not sweeten this little hand. Oh! Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale, I tell you again. Bank was buried, he cannot come out unscathed. To bed. To bed. He's knocking at the gate. Come, 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 give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed. To bed.
Will she go now to bed?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their deaf pillows will discharge their secrets. More needs she the divine than the physician. God, God forgive us all. Look after her. Remove from her all means of annoyance, and still keep eyes upon her. So, good night. My mind she has mated, and amazed my sight. I think, but dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor.
I've almost forgot the taste of fears. Time has been, my senses would have cooled to your night shriek, and my fell of hair would at a dismal treatise rouse and stirs life for it. I've sucked full of horrors, direness, familiar to my slaughterous thoughts, cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The Queen! My lord is dead!
He should have died hereafter. It would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out! Out, brief candle! Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.